Oh Lord, that is crazy. Whoa, okay.
You're not gonna fall.
It ain't going nowhere.
No, you just gonna be
Says
right.
the me.
Oh, my water. Can you grab
Says
that
me
right
who will
there?
be on the floor.
Black, yep.
Mm.
Yeah. Side. If you side close. Yeah, there we go. Hello. Hello. So we are back. Sipping with Siblings. I think I can see comments this time. I'm close enough to see comments. Please let me know in the chat if you can hear, but it's not muted, so I think we'll be okay today. And hello to all tips viewers on Facebook Live. Today we're going to be talking about divorce and separation and possible reconciliation, and I guess like if you should or shouldn't, or what will be the parameters. And I mean, you guys all know that we have all been separated or divorced. Some of us twice. Well, divorced once, but married twice. So yeah, so we wanted to start there. I do have 3 questions that were sent to me as we will answer them as we get into the stream. But there was something that I wanted to talk about first. I don't know if y'all saw. Do y'all remember when Tyrese was crying online, and his wife had just walked out on him and left him? And a lot of people were saying, well, no woman just walks out like that and just take a baby and leave. Well, she ended up doing a podcast like yesterday or the day before, and I forgot the podcast, but 2 guys do the podcast, and they were able to get out of her that she, for whatever reason, she said that there was a bunch of people in her ear when she was going through the anxiety of her marriage and the hurt and whatever she felt. She had a bunch of people in her ear, and it caused her to make an impulsive decision, take the daughter, and then just leave. And so she ended up saying, so they were like, well, would you reconcile if you could? And she was like, well, she kind of danced around it. She was like, yeah, well, if, we will both do the work, and if he would do the work and I would do the work, then I think reconciliation's on the table. But then he came back with a video after that, saying that she knew exactly what she was doing, and they both came from broken homes. She know what divorces look like and feel like to her and to him. And when he was coming home on a plane to fight for his marriage, and she put COVID mask on the cameras in the house, got the baby together, and like had the U-Haul outside and skated out like while he was on his way back from a trip. So I feel like that's how you break up with a boyfriend. That's not how you like leave a husband. You know what I mean? Like, I just feel like it was super immature. She was trying to take accountability on the show, but even in her accountability, she somehow kind of evaded the accountability part of it. It was weird how she tried to word it, but things like that happen, and a lot of times women leave, and I think 80% of divorces are filed by women, right? So a lot of times women leave because we're just not happy anymore. So we're not committed to the commitment that we made to the marriage. I feel as much as men are. Even though men might disconnect or leave mentally or check out, they don't usually leave you physically. And then there's times that they do. Somebody got served. I know someone that a husband is divorcing her, and she doesn't understand either. So I think we can give like maybe clarity or some of our own experiences as to what prompts it or what happens or why people go through it. And also, thank you, Wives Club, for sharing the live. We truly appreciate you. Thank you so much. So, where do we want to start?
You want to start with the questions?
You want to start with the questions?
Or Tyrese's thing.
Let's start with Tyrese's thing,
talk about
then.
That way we can build off of that.
So.
Go ahead. No. I'm just going out there.
You said that because you had something.
No, I didn't have nothing to say. It was just. It just felt like it was a good start.
It was a good start.
Yeah, it was just a good start. I felt like
it was definitely a good start, but so let me just give a little bit more intel then. So basically, he shut her down and was like, "Nah, you're not about to get on here and lie online like this." Not to mention, he named names. He name dropped, like, you had this person in your ear, you had that person, you had your mother in your ear. And then he said, but at the same token, you also had Taffy Dollar, Creflo Dollar's wife. Creflo Dollar married us. So you had good people in your ear too. You just chose to go with the ears that aligned with what you felt in the moment. Everybody was telling her that they felt like it was an impulsive decision, like wait on it, just sit for a while. But she didn't, and now bottom line is that she's regretting her decision now.
But didn't she, based off of the story, right? Because I'm just listening to it. I ain't never heard about it until now. But didn't she already kind of admit that that's what she did? Or am I hearing that wrong?
No, Tyrese had already told the story. Tyrese said that he was online crying, like, I don't know what I did. My wife packed up. I came home. Everything was gone.
No, I mean when she said her story,
when she was on the podcast,
when she said her story, didn't she admit to
she was
doing exactly what he just said?
Yeah, but I think she tried to.
She did, but she also danced around. She danced around the ugly part of it. She didn't tell the world how she devastated him. She didn't tell the world how she packed her baby up and put masks on a Ring camera and had the stuff outside. All she said was, she prettied it up. Yes. So she put COVID masks on the cameras in the house so that he couldn't even, like, you know how you could see the camera in here. Yeah. He couldn't see what was going on. When he got home, she was gone. And the one, she pulled a Houdini. Now you see me, now you don't.
Well, see, that's one of the reasons why, like, guys are kind of like, we're like kind of gatekeepers to like who your friends are, and like sometimes y'all don't understand. We be like, nah, Tasha, she ain't right. Like, like Tasha, she not the one. You be like, why? I like her, and then but you can see Tasha like scandalous. So like if we going through something, you need somebody in your ear who gonna play devil's advocate for me. And if I'm going through something with you, I need somebody in my ear who's gonna play devil's advocate for you. Because I don't need somebody who's gonna be like, yeah, like you 100% right, and go ahead, like you don't need that. You know what I'm saying?
And to your point, I think that's something for people who are looking to get married. That's something you should probably establish in the beginning of the relationship. Like, this is your go-to guy. This is you. This is that type of situation. Because I remember when I was in the dating market, I had Big Kev as that. Like, anytime something would get off, I said, you got one number to call to get you out of this. And that would be him, because he understood me. He understood my workings and my thought process, so he can actually articulate without the emotion behind it and explain to her exactly what the situation was, and then give her advice on how to combat the situation. Yeah. So you probably should set that up in the beginning of the relationship. You know, like, this is my guy. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And you got to trust that guy, obviously, because, you know, there's a whole nother situation with that. And you got to trust that girl, because there's a whole nother situation with that. But that is something that we probably should, like, new relationships should start to make that a thing.
I think
now, okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was going to say, I think the whole thing about people don't take marriage serious, period, right? So marriage is super serious. So you need to, when you get married, having a whole bunch of cute or ugly bridesmaids don't even make no sense. Like, you need to have the people that when something go wrong in your marriage, these are my people. They stood with me up here when I said I was gonna do this. So those are the people that should be keeping you accountable. Like, yo, didn't we all just stand up there and pay all this money for these dresses? You ain't divorcing this man. Like, so you wasted all our time. We had baby showers, bridal showers, and now.
Right there
but watch this though. Do you know that half of the wedding party is usually against the wedding?
Half the time, because they be like, nah.
They know.
They feel entitled.
They know. But you can't hurt that person and tell, like, how many weddings you been in with the guy, and you be like, but hey, he happy, right?
You really is.
But he's happy.
But you don't find that out until until you grow or get married again. Because I would never have half the people.
Me too.
Yeah. Not in a negative way, but just, well, I guess it's negative. I don't know, but like, now I know literally who should have been there. It should have been 2 or 3 people.
Yeah, and that's it.
Yeah. We went through the divorce thing, and
you saw who was for
the whole marriage and
it should be people that you know that are gonna hold you accountable, because they say it during the wedding.
Yeah.
But that's a part that
nobody
just goes over people's head. But no. This guy, this best man right here, This is the guy that's supposed to get on your case when you acting out.
That's how my best. That's how
Yeah,
my best
he was
man
like
is.
that. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
My best man still
and
like
the
that.
bridesmaid is supposed to be that one is like, nah, you're wrong.
Oh, that was me. That was me.
You see what I'm
So,
saying?
yeah, I
And then,
should've been
and then it goes
Yeah, you
from
was a
tier
good
from
friend.
that point on.
Yeah,
I ain't
think-
always listen to my best man though.
Yeah, but you
No,
still
you
had
had
him.
me.
I did have him though.
Yeah,
You had
But I think
too.
guys in general have better friends. I just think like
No.
guys.
I think I.
No.
I think guys
Wait,
in
maybe
general
when you're
just-
young and because girls usually gravitate to somebody that's going to be a yes person. But now, I don't even
Exactly.
tell certain friends.
You just
Everything.
said what I was gonna say.
No, but that's when you don't have a good mindset. Like now, I only tell literally 2 people in each.
No, because
that's
it's how y'all are built. Like
Yeah.
it's like this, right? If I call Tim or Pee Wee and be like, yo, she tripping, bro. Like, I can't take this. Like, I'm about to just be out. I know for a fact both
Yeah.
of them will be like, yo, but bro, like,
just be
Be
out
patient.
Like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
you just gonna leave like that?
Yeah.
Like, well, then what? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They're gonna bring me through the process
Yeah.
of
Mhm.
what's gonna happen. Like, all
Which
right,
is
what you gonna
something
be in
that
the car?
women
What
are
you gonna
not as capable
Or
of doing
mature,
because
emotionally
they're
mature.
Yeah.
Because they're gonna get caught up in the emotion
Yes.
of what you're saying.
They're gonna
Like,
see the tears.
Let me know what else he did, girl. And
Most
then you're
women-
gonna be mad at me with her. Like, you know
And,
what I'm
then,
saying?
and as a woman, she feels that's her job.
Yeah.
She feels that's her job to match your energy. Like you're hurt, okay, I'm hurt with you.
No,
Yeah.
you're right though. But no.
That's
Okay,
right.
so what they're saying is, and I get what y'all saying,
I
because
do too.
here's the reality of it. I mean, there's like the bottom line is this, and I hate to cuss, but there's a lot of ain't shit bitches in general. Most of us are in that category, right? And so we just be like,
I don't even think it's because y'all ain't. It's just y'all get caught in the emotion.
no, because what Tyrese's wife did, that's an ain't shit act. That was crazy. Like you took your whole baby in the middle of the night while your husband was on his way home. That's why I said that's something you do to a boyfriend. That's not
you
something you do.
ghosted that.
But listen to this.
That was too much.
There's 100% accountability to her for that. But as we're talking about people surrounding you, it's just as more accountable for the
For
people
friends.
around her.
Yeah.
And the point that he's saying is that he doesn't think that women are capable of doing that.
Mhm.
For one, because most women don't even like women.
Okay.
Women, y'all have this kind of like this club as women where y'all support each other as a whole. But individually, y'all have problems with each other because of who y'all are.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I'm saying? So when a woman is going through, there could be some type of envy inbred, this, especially if the other situation is not the same. Especially if her situation is not the
It
same.
is a little bit.
I was gonna say to agree with that is a lot of times it be this ain't our case, which I'm so glad. You know what, friends, we're grateful for y'all because there's a lot of women that to the point that you just said be married and they be like, girl, because if I was you, because if that was me, and they
I
want
would
you
do
to
that.
jump out the window first so they can see like how she land. Because then maybe if I do it, then I might land like that too. So they almost want to push you out first and like live through you, like vicariously through you. Because if they're miserable but can't leave, but then most of the time they don't end up leaving because they see that thing don't fare out well. Like look at Tia, she's still out here playing herself after she left her good husband.
Mhm.
So you know it's I'm pretty sure she had single and married friends
Yeah.
in her ear. And you're right, we are the
Y'all
type
have
that
like a
match.
committee
Yes.
of women.
Like
Yeah,
the
yeah,
like the
yeah.
hive.
Yeah,
And you
it's
usually
like,
gravitate to the ones who agree with you.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
So you're not gonna talk to
Yeah,
them
I'm hanging up.
as long. You're not gonna
All
talk
right,
to
I'ma
that
call you
woman
back,
as
girl.
long. Like, or you might even get mad at her for playing devil's advocate and
Right.
being like,
Mhm.
see, you'll never understand what I'm going
That's
through.
another
and
thing.
da, da,
Watch
da,
this. Women by nature don't want resistance.
Not in general.
So if you're
no.
talking to your friend about something that you could possibly be wrong about, the first sign of resistance, you don't want to hear it.
Mhm. She's not your friend no
She's
more.
not your
now.
friend no more. She don't understand.
That's
She
so
doesn't
true.
get it. I don't know why she doesn't get
Whatever,
it.
y'all. Whatever. That ain't right.
Then you call your other friend
Who?
telling her that she don't get it,
Yeah.
so she has to get it.
No.
And now you my bestie now.
Yes.
You
Yeah.
Yes.
fine.
And now
Yes.
we both talk about you.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
See how that works?
How they,
Oh my
okay.
God.
I don't know like they
No,
jumping
we not
us.
gonna do
Yo, I'm
it.
telling you.
It's out
man.
here. They jumping us. They
You're
jumping us.
drowning.
The octopus just hit me to the octopus.
No, just us. Just us.
Oh, man.
Y'all ain't right for tearing us up in
But
the
see,
corner
that's
like
why
that.
a husband is so important, because the husband is the one should be the one leading and teaching you.
Yeah.
Not another woman outside of the
Yeah, that's true.
relationship.
I agree with
You know
that.
what I'm saying? So that's why it's so imperative to listen to your man. You know what I'm saying?
And I have to say though that Tim be doing that to me all the time. He be like sometimes he won't say a lot because you already
I already know.
that I'm gonna be like, well, no, they're not really like that. So he'll go, I mean, they don't seem like they right, but you know, I don't. It's your friend, so and then you know, like, oh wait, he not okay, not approving. But the good thing, I don't have many friends, so that there's.
But
that.
even when we was growing up, I remember doing that
Oh,
to you.
yeah,
like,
all the time.
you'll be on the phone talking about a girl. I'm like, Nisha, don't do that. Like, that girl could be on a three-way. And sure enough, that girl was on the phone with her, and then she get jumped the next day. And I gotta help.
Yo,
The setup is crucial.
Yeah, the
Straight
setup was
facts.
wild.
To be
man.
able to see that,
Straight
like,
facts.
don't seem
Sorry.
right.
Yeah, I'm not gonna respond to. I can't see that. I can't see it.
Oh, Isis said, y'all stand down. Yeah, Isis, they had us up in the corner, and it's like, throw it down.
Yeah.
Throw it down. Yo, okay. So we didn't expect that to go left like that.
That
So
was a
anyway,
good question.
Yeah.
y'all ain't ready for that. Okay, so I have.
And one other thing before you go to that,
And
right?
as a matter of fact,
No, but wait, hold on. Like as guys, right? The levels we go up, right? When I'm an ain't shit dude, I'm gonna have a lot of ain't shit friends to be ain't shit with. But as I get better and better, I usually drop these guys off the roster.
Yeah.
They're no longer talking to me anymore. I
Gotcha.
don't talk to them anymore.
Yeah.
But it seems like with y'all, like y'all will keep
The sisterhood together.
right.
Mm-hmm.
Like y'all won't drop the girl off knowing that she trash. Like you know what I'm saying? Because she's your friend.
Yeah.
Or we'll drop somebody faster. So
Yeah, I will.
because
our
women,
committee is a
well,
little
Tiff
more
different. Tiff is different.
I definitely will.
Tiff is different.
Yeah,
But
Tiff
most
would-
women
yeah.
will give women so many opportunities and see the good in all the things and ignore all those red flags. That's the thing. You'll ignore red flags in your own relationships between women, but then you'll nitpick with the relationship with the guys. You'll have these same flawed women doing the same thing with you with a guy that's actually a good guy or a guy that's good enough that needs probably some work, but you have a flawed person trying to pick out flaws in somebody else.
Yeah. It's insane how it works, but we are like that, and we don't always see it right away. Because I mean, honestly, like
y'all are a little different, you know. But I would say the majority of women, like if they was your friend when you was 18 and you're still in touch with them, you're gonna be somebody they still talk to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Where us, we kind of like, if he ain't doing shit I'm doing, he not working out, he not doing this, he not like,
Yeah.
Well,
he's kind of dropped
What
off.
you-
I might, when I see him, be like, oh, what's good? Like, da,
It's
da,
not no
da,
beef or
but he's
nothing.
not nobody I'm talking on the phone
what
with.
you said is that we basically adjust to our friends differently than women. Women have this, I can't speak for you guys, but you pick your friends based on whatever. We pick our friends based on what we're doing in our life. You know what I said? Like you said, we in the gym. I got gym friends now.
Right.
I got people I would have never even hung out with. They're like gym friends, so we get blood on the mat, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? And then as we evolve in business, then I got business associates. You know what I'm saying? Then there are some people that still we're able to maintain relationships with. They may not be in these different fields, but they are growing mentally, intellectually, and they still provide value to the relationship. And I think that's why we kind of pick our friends by who brings value into our lives. At some point, we're not wasting time. Like I just said this to her earlier today. I said, I'm at the point now where I'm 48. God willing, I got 30 more summers. What am I gonna do with those 30 summers? So I gotta pick the people I'm around wisely, not to waste any time, to be intentional about everything that we do.
Yeah.
Women, on the other hand, they don't necessarily pick friends that uplift them, motivate them. They pick friends because they like them.
Yeah.
because they're friends. Whatever that is.
Whatever that is.
They're friends. Like whatever, I don't know what that
Well,
is.
she's been my
There's
friend for 20 years.
There's
I
no
can't
such thing
just-
as
Yeah,
friends
yeah,
with
yeah.
us at this point. How about that? Men don't have friends at this point.
Yeah.
We have brothers because we've been around them long enough, and we have people that we help and people that help us,
Right.
and people that we do business with, people that we move towards a goal towards. We don't just have friends. Like I just like him.
Like I have real good friends who I haven't spoke to, and so can I call them real good friends? I don't know.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I have real good friends I haven't spoken to in years. You know what I'm saying? I wish them well. I still, am fond of them. But we just don't have a common area to meet anymore.
Yeah.
We don't have a common time to talk. We don't have anything common anymore.
And if y'all had
Like, he's
some
still
type of-
selling drugs.
well,
He's
that's
over
not your
here
friend.
doing something else. You know what I'm saying? He running around in the street. Like, I don't have time to deal with you. You know what I'm saying? Although I still like you, and if I saw you, it'd still be, hey, and it'd be genuine. It'd be like, damn, man, good to see you.
But
I just saw somebody like that on the way here. But would I ever talk to this person all the time? Hell no. Like, nah. You know?
Let me get to the questions. So I have 3, and then I have one that was in the Facebook group that it was like a scenario, like something they were going through, and I guess they just put that up there. So the first question is how do you get a person back after you have made the decision to leave the relationship? Meaning you asked for the separation or the divorce, but realized that you made a mistake.
Is this a woman or a man?
I don't know. I'm assuming a woman.
Because that answer is going to be different
Very
depending
different.
on
Very
who
different.
it is.
I'm assuming it's a woman.
File for
Because
divorce.
it's in my group, so it's women in that group.
Probably.
Yeah. How do you get a person back after you have made the decision to leave the relationship? Meaning you asked for the separation or divorce, but you realize you made a mistake.
As
I don't even know if there's an actual answer for that. 'Cause
I
you
don't
still,
know.
I don't know.
I'll throw this out there. Y'all piggyback off of this. Anything can be done under the right circumstances.
Mhm.
Anything can be done. If you break something, you can fix it. First step for her, assuming it's a her, is to take responsibility for what she did. To take completely total accountability for what she did. I'm gonna say this to the women out there. This is a secret. This is a cheat code right here. You want to get back into a man's grace. The number one thing that a man wants to know is that you understand exactly what you did and what the effect of that action was. That's important, because if a woman can just go, oh, let's just move forward. We can move forward, but how do I know that this is not going to happen again?
That's probably what Tyrese was.
Yes, yeah.
In his mind.
Unless you can articulate to me sufficiently enough for me to understand that you understand what you actually did and why we are here. Because without that understanding, I'm always going to have in the back of my head, it's going to happen again. So it's up to the woman to be able to say, you know what? I did this, which is probably the hardest thing for a woman to do, which is that thing called accountability. And I understand how this affected you. And I understand what this made, how this affected you in our relationship. And these are the precautions and these are the things that I changed so this won't happen again. When you start with that right there, which is a hard thing to do, because most women just want to kiss and make up. Or just want to, they don't want to go through the hard part. They don't want to be under that scrutiny. And then in that time, I'm telling you, it's going to be a lot of fire on you, because that man is going to be like, and you did this, and you did that. And he's going to be bringing up stuff that you didn't even think about. And it's going to come hard. It's going to come fast. It's going to be a lot. It's going to be a barrage. And you're going to have to withstand that and stand 10 toes down and go, you're right. And without trying to defend yourself, so to speak.
Yeah.
Without trying to say but, as soon as you start saying but, then it just changes the whole thing. So if you want that guy back, 100% accountability for what you did and be able to articulate exactly what it was and have some type of plan of how it's
And
not
even
going
if
to happen
she
again.
can't articulate it, right?
Mm-hmm.
For her to ask, like, what it was.
Yeah.
Ask what it was.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because 9 times out of 10, she probably don't even understand what she's doing. She don't understand how it's bothering you. Because we don't say every single time you do something.
Yeah.
Men, we're not wired that way.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that
Every
was
single
that,
time
what
you
you're
do
saying would be the
something,
first step to get to have that conversation to find out what it is.
Right.
And
So
then
like-
after that, you
Like,
can.
I made a mistake. I
Yes.
shouldn't have done that,
What-
right? But like, what is it? What was it about me that really, triggered you, or whatever the case may be, and allow him to speak? Or on the other end, if that was a man, if that was a man, same thing. Like acknowledge the things that you did in that relationship that tore it up. You know what I'm saying? And then like commit to changing that.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
with
And
people.
honestly, that person may or may not want you back or not.
Right.
That's
That's the
nothing you can
variable.
control, but at least you'll grow from
Yes,
that.
that's the
That's
best
right.
part
At least
about it.
you'll be free.
That's the best part
and
about it.
You can say like, I
did
tried
my
everything
best.
I can try.
I did.
And
You know
adding
what I'm
on to
saying?
that, no, you're gonna say something,
Yeah.
but adding on to that, I think that if you're trying to get somebody back, I think the idea of getting them back should be removed from your head.
Facts.
I think the idea should be to become a better person that that
Right.
person would want back.
Right,
And then if that person doesn't want you, somebody else will.
right. Because you did the
And
work.
Because you did the
and they're
work.
gonna call
Yeah.
it a chicken head after.
Yeah.
No, I was gonna say that. No, you know how some people they do stuff to try to get people back, and then it don't work, and now they're mad and they cut them out.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying.
Right.
Don't call it a chicken head after. No, but I was gonna say what Tim and Yodi was saying, because in the very very beginning, one of y'all said it. It's different for men.
Yes.
Yeah.
But when I was listening to both of y'all, it actually sounds like the get back is the same for both.
Yeah, pretty much.
The reason why I say that, because everything y'all was saying, and I don't know, her platform doesn't know about me and Tiff's divorce.
Yes,
But-
they do.
They do too?
She mentions it.
Y'all snitched on us?
First of all, it's my feminine group. We
Oh,
talk
all
about
right.
all of our stuff in here.
So the reason why I say that then, since everybody done told on us,
Yeah.
is
yeah,
that
absolutely.
very thing that y'all was saying was something I had to do.
Yeah.
Because I was the impulsive
Mhm.
decision maker in that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that accountability on, what I did and how I impulsively did certain stuff.
Mhm.
And I can say before agreeing to that is one thing that you got to be mindful of too, aside from having people in your ear, is most people don't think about having nobody in your ear is just as dangerous.
Yes.
Because if
Yes.
if
Because
nobody's
it's
in,
you in your ear.
and that was my problem.
Yes.
I'm gonna agree
I
with
remember
you.
That was my problem.
You know
'cause I
what, Pee
didn't-
Wee? We should do that. Yeah.
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 Me saying the Pee Wee.
Or you got the hood.
Yeah,
you
the
got
guy-
the hood, the bad
Yeah,
hood.
the guy. Exactly. So yeah.
You should file for those papers.
You know what?
Hurry up.
But
Wait.
we have a saying in drug abuse which says like, your best thoughts got you here.
Yeah.
So you need other qualified people to talk to you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even me, like I never got back with a person I left, but like with both of them, the most recent ones, I'll say that I did exactly that. Like, listen, if there was anything I did to make you not hold your head high, you know, or if there was anything I did to just like tear you down, that was not my intent. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, it helps me live a better life. Like, I can pray to God now with a clear conscience. I can move about with, clearly and feel good about myself, that because I took accountability for whatever I did, and then I actually listened too. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, all right, because I know I could be certain ways. You know what I'm saying? And so, just admitting that, hearing it clearly, talking about it after all the smoke clears,
Yeah.
that helps me, you know what I'm saying? Because now I can, move about with a clear conscience and be good.
What I want to say, because when I answered it based on a woman perspective. Now we bring it to a man perspective. Now I'm starting to think about like what is the work for the man, and it is a little bit. It's the same, but it's a little bit different. And I said this before, but if once you make a brass move like that and just leave, you lose trust. That woman loses trust. She no longer feels safe. She no longer feels protected. She feels that at any given time, this can happen again. And that's the place that no woman is going to thrive in. No woman is going to grow in that. No woman is going to give you their all because they don't know that you can just take it away from them again. So they're going to be withdrawn. They're going to be off. Putting
You're gonna have to qualify yourself for a
So
second.
then it requires a different type of work because you have to go and get back to her core desires, which is to be safe. How do you make this woman safe? How do you affirm her to the point where she knows, you know what? I'm not going anywhere. How do you do that without saying it? You can say it, but it means nothing because your actions show otherwise. So now the work becomes planting those seeds, cultivating that idea, putting that concept up there, showing her why you're not going anywhere. Let her know that, look, I'm a man of principle. I'm a man of responsibility. I'm a man of honor. And these things right here, I didn't necessarily go by these rules before. Now I'm digging my feet in the soil in this right here, this foundation of respect, responsibility, and honor. You know what I'm saying? Which requires me to protect you from these types of things. And that is an uphill battle for a man. Because once you break something, it's hard to put it back together.
Yeah.
It's even probably, when you put it back together, it's still gonna be fragile.
Yes.
You know.
Yes, and it may be easier for a woman to get a guy back. Be honest with you, depending on what the actual act was.
Right.
Like, let's just look at Tyree's situation.
Like if it had nothing to do with another man.
Yes.
For me,
Yes. Yeah, if it had nothing to do with, it could always be worked out. And a woman has a better, easier, I don't want to use the word easier, but she has a different path to get back. A man, he has a lot more obstacles because he has to deal with things he can't see. He has to deal with things that he can't account for. He can't quantify how she's feeling at night when that thought come in her head when you out an hour too late and it's like, is he coming back? You can't account for that.
I used to do that.
Word.
You can't account for that. How do you fix that?
There's some boxers missing. Did he?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my God, the duffel bag is gone.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh
So the
my,
next,
is that the gym bag or is his bag?
that's a whole nother challenge for a man.
I think the challenges are
It's hard.
equally hard,
Yes.
but
For
different.
different reasons.
But I think a woman has an easier path as long as she as long as she doesn't do that thing, that whatever that thing is.
That thing with another
It
person.
could always be reconciled with a woman.
You know, but like, you know, no, go ahead. Keep
No,
going.
go.
I was gonna say, I actually forgot what I was.
Okay, I'll tell you.
Well,
I was saying, and equally as difficult because, like, for me, like you said, I need to know that you understand what you did. That's all. Like, you understand it because that's my number one thing. Like, when a woman is making excuses for what she did, I always say out loud too. So how I know it's not going to happen again.
Right.
Yeah.
You don't know.
Something
So
else.
how I know it's not going to happen again, and if you don't even understand what you're doing wrong.
Yes.
And there's one more thing that I wanted to say on that point right there. Asking what, all right, so the woman did something. She knows what she did, but she doesn't know. A lot of times women don't know the effect of it when it comes to a man. It may seem like nothing to you, but it's everything to me. And there's certain codes and things that guys live by that women don't even know that you're crossing. They don't even know that this is a high level threat in our life.
This is
And
crazy.
this is crazy, but it's something that's simple to you, like, I don't get it, like type thing. And when a woman has that I don't get it type mentality, it drives us crazy. Because then we're going to try to keep explaining it, and the more we explain it,
The more mad we're not
mad.
like women. I'll tell you that. They tell men, get it out. Talk about your feelings. Like, honestly, when I talk about my feelings, I get mad. Like, if I have to rehash it and rehash it and rehash it, I just get mad all over again. So, me talking about my problems all the time does not help me at all. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want to be able to say at one time, you understand it, and then I could be patient with like some mistakes, but at the same time, you know.
I was gonna say that for women, just in general, when you break up, like if you're the person that broke up with the man or whatever, I always tell women, like, if you're gonna break up with somebody, be serious about the breakup. Don't break up to prove a point. Don't break up to get a result. So a lot of women break up as a manipulation tool. They break up so that they feel like, oh yeah, because girl, we gotta train him to treat us a certain way, and then hoping that he comes back, knowing you wanted him all along anyway, but you broke up to get a result. So you're never supposed to break up. That's why, for me, breaking up, like, well, we just need to not be together no more, and saying that every argument, after a while, that becomes like, So if you're gonna leave for real, and then if you leave for real, you work on the things that were said in the relationship about you, and then hope to God that he's working on the things in the relationship that were about him. but I think Tim said it, that you should be working on getting the relationship back together as much as you should be working on getting you back together. And I just think that a lot of times women don't do that part. The work for that part is not done. They go outside, they hang with their friends, they do brunch, and then the guy come back and everything is exactly the same as it was before they broke up.
Exactly the same.
Nothing's different. So I just don't think that you should be trying to get, even if you realize what you did was wrong, it is okay saying that, you listen, how I handled this was wrong. I'm not saying that we're going to get back to, or if I even have a chance to get back with you, but I do realize what I did. You're going to move different. You're going to act different. And then just give each other, I would say, allow each other the space to see the growth though. Because you can't cut people off cold turkey. How are you going to know if they grew if you don't even keep anything? You know what I mean? So at least allow the space to see the growth, to see if it can reconcile. That would just be my advice.
Good advice. I think all of that is some good advice, man.
So you want to go to the second question?
Number 2.
Yeah.
Do you all think that the relationship has to sometimes be broken to be fixed, seeing as though some of you all have reconciled back to your original spouse?
No, I don't think that's
What do you mean
think it
broken
has
to
to
be?
be.
It would explain broken to be.
No, she said, do you think that the relationship has to sometimes be broken to be fixed?
Basically, like break up.
Right,
and get
yeah,
back together.
basically, do you think that some people have to separate to actually reconcile?
I think some people do, and then some people don't.
Yeah,
Right,
that's
it depends on
yeah.
I think it's an individual case by
I
case.
don't think it's necessary. I just think when I say that I don't think it's a necessary thing, because the result is what you're looking for. How you get to that result is different.
Yeah.
So to break up just to go through
Yeah,
that
she
change.
says has to. So
Yeah,
that means
Like sometimes I think that you can get the same result by just sticking in there and having the tough conversations.
Yeah,
I think the biggest problem with relationships is nobody want to have those tough conversations.
Yeah,
Like, you know how many tough conversations me and her had? Like real tough, where I know she ain't gonna like none of this. Not even a little bit of it. But this is the truth and this is what it is. And now, either she's gonna fight it, and I'm gonna be like, yep, now you know why I never said nothing. Or she's gonna go back a couple of days and go, you know what, you was right. I can do this, I can do that. Or I didn't agree with this, I didn't agree with that. But this, but that. And those are the tough conversations most people are not willing to have. And you don't have to break up to have those tough conversations. But see, what happens is if you take that idea and say, well, we separate, what's gonna happen in the separation?
Smash people.
Yeah, because
Well-
some people, when they do break up, they don't always work on themselves.
No,
Most
exactly.
of the time,
Exactly.
Yeah.
But if you're in that situation, you're forced to work on each other.
But see, now I
Yeah,
think
that's
that there's a certain point too where, okay, there's certain issues that relate to codependence and why you behave certain ways.
Mm-hmm.
So like sometimes you do need to get by yourself and fix yourself. And sometimes it can't be done in concert with that relationship, because a lot of, okay, so let's say this, right? Let's say my woman is not used to me going out, like doing something new, like a business venture that I'm not in the house a lot anymore, right? Her issue is with me not being home a lot, right? That's an issue related to codependence.
So I'm gonna leave.
No, not that you leave, but let's say that problem causes so much strife in your marriage that he does or she does leave. I think that there's certain things that
I get what you're
you
saying.
can
I get what you're
work
saying.
on
I get what
I
you're
know
saying.
what
if you're solo.
Yeah,
You know
but
what
that
I'm
sounds
saying?
counterproductive, because if you don't want me to be gone and then I'm gone now, then the thing you didn't want, now you have more of it.
Well,
I mean,
yeah,
But some
at the
people
same
only see that
time-
because of that.
But see,
Yeah.
And I think that
her issue is only related to codependence, right? Because it's not that I'm not home. You want, like, it's not that I don't know how I'm explaining.
I know what you're
Well,
trying to say.
I'll say it like this though. Like, let's say you got a guy in a marriage and he's taking care of everything. She doesn't understand responsibility, bills, all that type of stuff. But she's mad at him because he's always working. they get a separation or divorce because of that strife and that issue of always not being around and I need your quality time, all that type of stuff.
Sounds familiar.
And now she ends up. So now. Listen, like, let's just say, so now she gets to, now they're not together,
No,
and
but
she gets
this
to
is
experience
what I'm talking about.
what he's been trying to not allow her to experience.
Yeah.
And now she can understand this is why he was doing this.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
I get that.
I agree
there's
with that.
some
But
issues.
there's a way to get
That's not everybody though. That's not everybody.
But it shouldn't have to come to
No,
that.
it shouldn't. It shouldn't.
Like for instance,
Because a lot can happen during that time.
no, but for instance, like
And you're risking the whole situation.
Yeah,
but there's a thing, like in certain things too, like I know for me, when I decided to leave Tim, it was because I mentally and emotionally could not take one more ounce.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like I could not take one more thing. I couldn't take one more late night, one more not coming in the house. I just couldn't take it. So I had to go for my sanity.
Mhm.
You get what I'm saying? Like it wasn't a thing that could have got worked out together because we weren't working together.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
I get
Things
it.
get worked out together
Then
when
you
you're
can-
working together. But if one's a rogue and this one's a rogue, then nobody's working together.
You might as well.
You might as well just
But I
separate.
mean, you know,
honestly.
because like we're black folks, right? And like there's a lot of trauma that goes on with us that we don't really acknowledge.
Mhm.
Like
Or no.
when we grow up, what happens, like our parental situations, how we were raised, all of it.
Mhm.
And so like sometimes you don't even see what you're doing wrong until you are by yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
Like
Or-
that person
yes,
can't
that's true.
tell you. And I'm not saying break up
Yeah.
so that you can deal with things alone. I'm just saying sometimes that's how God will, will ordain it.
How about we say that
Because
if
there's some people, right, who get off drugs. They'll try drugs. They've been on drugs for 10 years, and then they'll have like one day where they're just done, and they'll never touch it again. Then you got some people got to go to rehab after rehab after rehab.
Yes,
after
Yeah.
rehab.
it's according
And
to
then
the
they're done.
personality.
Yeah.
So like I think there's two ways to do it. You know what I'm saying?
And I think sometimes I wouldn't say that you have to do it like that. I would just say that if it does happen like that, and you're a person that's like worth your weight in salt, that tries to grow, tries to be a healthy person, tries to work on yourself, try to hold yourself accountable, that voice, that spirit of yours that can say, well, why didn't he want to be around you though? Why didn't they want to come home? What were you not exciting? Were you not this? Were you not that? What could you have done? Could you have done more? So then those voices talk to you and you go, you know what? Did I do all I could with what I had?
Mm-hmm.
And if you didn't, then now it's like, oh, I got to look at the part that I had to play in this too. And a lot of people don't look at that because most people in relationships are busy playing the blame game, and it's you, and it was never me because you did this and you did this and you did this, you did this, you did this, and you never say, well, I did this too, or I could have done this better, or I didn't do this at all. So, people don't really take those time to evaluate and take the checks.
And another thing, when it comes to transgressions in relationships, it's usually said that or looked at as men's transgressions are held at a higher standard than women's transgressions. Like you can point out he's never home, but to nitpick and say she doesn't smile when I do come home. That's not like, you can't go to your boy and be like, yo, she don't smile when I come home. You know what I'm saying? But a woman would have a stronger case that he doesn't come home.
Right.
So it's like what we require and what you require is so different that ours is not that much. So it's hard to explain what it is that you're doing. So that makes it a challenge to be accountable to. Unless, because there's another thing. You know what was a major growth part for me? Was for me to understand how to explain to you what my issue with you was. That was a hard thing. Because I didn't know what it was, but I knew it was something. I knew it was something, but I can't. But then, if I'm being held to the carpet right here, I can't tell you what it is.
And a lot of things that women do, I'm just gonna just tell the truth.
And you may have needed space to
maybe
understand.
space and time and just wisdom and just
Because
growth.
once you're away,
I'm leaning more towards what you guys are saying now.
Like,
as far as yes, I do believe, but I think that depending on what degree the relationship is at.
I think it works in two ways. Once you're away, you begin to miss what you loved about them, and then you get to see what you did not like about them.
So you're able to
You're able to say like, all right, well,
decipher.
do the pros weigh the cons, like you know what I'm saying? Like you can, but when you're in it,
Sometimes
all cons. But let's start.
Like
let's start by
cons.
being accountability. Let's start with this, and if we can't come to a resolution, then maybe that might be amicable.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But don't just be like, yo, we need to break up so we can fix this.
Right, no, then you add a whole bunch of, so let me just.
As a man, you never want to leave your woman and your children.
No, that's the thing. And that's why for me, that's why I'm leaning towards like, yo, look, the last thing you want to do, because there's a lot can happen during that time.
Yeah.
Can I say, something?
Not raising your hand.
Because y'all, they're gonna keep going. I don't raise my hand.
Sorry.
Like,
Got some bad news
No, but what I was actually saying, I'm about to forget. Okay, so wait, I think what I was gonna say was, as women though, I know that accountability is hard for us, right? It's just a hard thing, you know, because remember I said that we're usually responders, so we're always explaining why we did what we did because we feel like it was a response to something someone else did. We're not usually initiators of things, and it's just not it's not a feminine trait, it's actually a masculine trait that women need to adopt. Since we want to adopt all the other ones, why don't we start with that one, okay? But what I was going to say is women have these things, right, that we do sometimes knowingly, sometimes unknowingly, that's more energetic than anything else because that's the arena that we work in. We work more in an energetic, spiritual realm. So there's things that we do, and I was just telling Tim this the other day. I was like, women, because we have no power in this world at all. We don't have power over nothing, not even animals, only little kids. That's it. Little kids is what we have control and power over. Because we have no power anywhere else, we decide to use persuasion, manipulation, and seduction to get our way. So those are the avenues that we drive in all day. We're masters at it. We get so good at it that it's almost disgusting. So in a relationship, a full-term relationship that's going bad, it's usually some form of energetic treason that we're doing. It's not really like, unless you go out and you smacking your cheeks for every guy out there when you're married, that's clear. But most women don't have those clear-cut things. We have clear-cut things like, you come home and I'm mad, so I didn't cook dinner. And I did it purposely. You know I did it purposely because I normally always cook dinner.
But if I bring it
but
up,
if you
can
say
always
it, I
have
can
an
say that's petty.
excuse.
Yeah, I was tired,
and
it can make you look abusive because I can be like, well, I was just tired today, knowing damn well I wasn't tired. I'm just pissed off. But I'm not making the food tonight because you didn't come in the house on time last night. So most of the things that we do are low-key petty. They're small, tiny. They're like the small foxes that spoil the vine, you should say. Like, that's the things that we have. We have the small foxes, and y'all have the transgressions that look higher. You get
So why do you think men love dogs, though? Because every time we walk in the
You're
doors,
so happy.
they so happy.
Yeah.
I want to say this. I want to put some guys up on game. All right, I'm gonna put some guys up on game. Watch this right here. For the reason what you said right there, there's so many little things that you do consistently that a guy won't calculate all those things up when it's time to bring the situation up. How many times you get into an argument and you did this, you did that. Then what did I do? Well, you because you can't really bring those little things up. But guys have to start keeping receipts. They have to start keeping notes to say, oh, today you did that. Because what's going to happen is when it's time to make the decision or when it's time to argue your point, you won't have the foundation.
You ain't got the intel.
You don't have the intel. You can't remember. You can't remember. And then you don't even remember. You just remember the feeling. You don't remember the act, the deed.
And
get over some
our
quick, too.
words work faster than y'all brains work. So we'll eat y'all up in an argument in general, just because unless we choose to be silent as wives and be like, okay, we're gonna understand. A woman will eat a man up in an argument because our words move so fast, and y'all brains be like, whoa, wait, what? Like, I'm trying to process.
Oh no, we're not even talking about that.
How we here and we was here, right? So it's a shame, but I mean, it's just a tactic that women unknowingly have, because we've been using it since we were kids, since we were babies.
But
like,
see, you know what? That's why, I hate to be super spiritual, but that's why the Bible says your silence is the golden part.
Yes, I know.
You know what I mean? Like, because that gives a man time to think, time to process, time to speak to you about what he likes or doesn't.
And then even in that, it's just the whole balance of the whole thing is wrong. If a woman is going into the conversation with that arsenal of I'm gonna eat him up because he can't, and that's what they do. And what we do is if the man is really a man is trying to save his family or trying to come to some type of resolution, he wants to lay back and not just respond. He wants to be able to think his words through before he speaks, have some time, and not allow the emotion of it to dictate how he says it and what he actually says. But a woman will she'll just keep going, and then eventually at some point you gotta defend yourself. Then now my voice raises. You know what I'm saying? And now, why you yelling? Nigga, you been yelling the whole time. oh, but your voice is deeper, so it travels more. Oh, now we science here. Now we talk about decibels. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, now we talk about the acoustics in the room now. You know what I'm saying? But you just can't admit you was yelling.
What is happening?
That's so true though, man.
Right? It does happen like that, but it's sad because you know what people don't understand is that marriage is just hard work. It is work every day, all day on yourself, and I feel like the biggest part is on yourself. But the work is so difficult because we came into this world two totally different people, two totally different upbringings, two totally different personality types, precepts, notions, all these things, backgrounds, upbringings, and then we want to bring it all together and become a cohesive unit. And people want to become a cohesive unit laughing and playing their way down the altar, not realizing that thing about to strike soon as y'all get home, because everything, it could be something small like you got OCD and I don't. You're a neat freak and I'm not. I'm a neat freak and you're not. It could be something so small that can cause the biggest levels of strife in a relationship. And if people don't know how to communicate effectively, because that's what it really boils down to, is effective communication, knowing how to talk to each other, knowing how to relate to each other, knowing how to take accountability, knowing how to work on yourself. But we're super defensive. I was actually teaching a class, an aesthetics class today. We were talking about effective communication, and there were so many tips, and I was like, y'all, this is not only good for aesthetics, this is good for your life, this is good for your business, this is good for your relationships, because it talks about like less is more. Stop being so wordy, stop talking so much, stop, focus on what's important, get to the point. But we're so wordy, we bring up stuff that's not important. I could say something to you and I'll be like, yeah, you know, and you did, and you yeah, because I'm telling you, you said, I know I could say that. Why did you say that part? Because that part was extra. Now we're arguing like it just makes it crazy.
I think what people need to understand is that like marriage is not meant for happiness. It's just not
meant for growth.
That's an unpopular opinion.
Like
it's
not
purpose for
meant
growth.
For that. That's not the point of it. You know what I'm saying? It's
no, it's
for
not.
growth and legacy and and you know,
it's
carry
a lot
on
of
principles.
A lot of sacrifice. Well, again,
that's so true.
Something you said a few weeks, a month ago, you said that it is the woman's responsibility to maintain that relationship. In so many words.
Right. To make sure we don't argue.
Yes, it's her responsibility. Her responsibility. Because guess what? If there is a clear head of the house, which again, the world we live in now, it could be anybody. But over here, we know who the head is, the man. You know what I'm saying? And for those other guys, maybe this don't apply to you. Or girls. But if there's a clear head of the house, then another thing you said, Yodi, was that if the woman never had a male father role, she doesn't know how to submit under that type of authority. That's going to be a challenge for her every day, all day. So then the next thing is, if you never had a fat father, then maybe you got a pastor, because you'll submit to him. You'll do everything he tell you to do. And if you don't got a pastor, you got a boss.
Yeah.
and you do everything he tell you to do.
Yeah.
What does it look like for a woman that's never had a real role model as a man to submit to her husband, especially when she's already submitting to other men? Or not? What does it look like when she doesn't do it, when she's already submitting to other men? All that man wants is the same respect that you will give those other men. Now, if you had a father, you understand that, and you understand that you're not going to get your way all the time. You're gonna understand, even with a father-daughter relationship, he's gonna say no 7 times out of 10. But those 3 times are gonna be the times that really matter. He's gonna come through when it really matters. You see what I'm saying? So she has to be able to, a daughter's gonna be persistent with her father. She's gonna be persistent in getting what she wants. And she's gonna keep doing it, and she's not gonna feel no way. She's not gonna turn her back on him. She's not gonna call him the ugly guy or the bad guy. He's not gonna become the bad guy. Yeah, she's not gonna do any of that. She's gonna accept it because that's her role and that's his role. And she has to know that he has her best interest in a long vision of what this family and what this union looks like and where we're going. Now, when they can understand that, then you got something to work with. But if you don't have that, and then she's gonna be competitive, she's gonna feel that, and this is very unpopular, her opinion in that matter is as, if not more important than his opinion. Or what he's saying doesn't even have to be his opinion. And that right there causes controversy right there. Because guess what? Opinions don't matter unless they're asked for. Like,
no, for real, they don't matter.
Opinion, you can have an opinion, that's fine, but I didn't ask for it. So then, but a woman will feel a need to be heard in that way because I feel that my opinion needs to be heard. Okay, but if I hear it, that doesn't mean I'm going to take it and consider it. Not that I'm not going to consider it. It doesn't mean it's going to change the outcome.
Right.
If a man, let me just say this. If a man changes his output or outlook, or not his outlook, he changes his decision based on what his woman says, I'm going to tell you what that does. That slowly but surely makes her believe that she can sway this man's decision.
It erodes the
yes. You see what I'm saying? Because now I can sway him. Now he's not solid in his decision making. Now I can come in with an idea and it'll change his whole thing. So if a woman says to me, if you say to me, okay, well, maybe we should do this. Now, if what you say brings a new idea to me and brings a new understanding, and I say, well, based on what you're saying, from what I understand, this sounds like it's a good idea. Let's do that. But that's me making that decision to do that, not you telling me to do it. It looks like it's a big difference. Not you telling me what to do.
One of the things is like, if you're, and this is true for women in general, and this is the thing the problem with women is that we don't even understand ourselves. So we don't understand a lot of times why we're doing what we're doing. But the fact of the matter is if we feel like we can tell you what to do, it takes away from our respect level. It takes away from our security level, and we don't even know it. It's like somebody that breaches the codes and don't know that they breached the code. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if I could say, well, Tim, we need to do this, and let's just do it. You go, okay, babe. Ew.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't want no woman really truly wants a man that doesn't think for himself. But we might tell each other that. We might think that's what we want, but
or it may feel good at the time.
In a moment,
power feels good at the time.
At the time, right. But because we're not even cognizant enough to be self-aware to know that these are our tendencies, that we'll think the guy is a bad guy. We'll think the guy is trying to control us. We'll think the guy is trying to take over, when in reality, it is his job to kind of take over and lead it. Your opinions, what you think, your data will go underneath the umbrella of it, but it doesn't necessarily mean that the pieces on the board are going to move at that time.
I might not move the needle.
And so go ahead.
Now, I was going to say also, again, I said this
Thank you.
maybe a few weeks ago, but if you can sway me that fast, so can other women.
Anybody.
Yeah, that's true.
Anybody, you get a phone call.
Now, you know.
Hey.
Yo, smoke this crack.
Yeah.
Oh, huh?
Come on, try it.
So, I mean, you know.
Yeah.
do you want a man that's swayable like that?
Most
I don't
women,
think you do.
most women say they want that type of man. Most women say, I want my man to be my best friend. I want my man to be this. I want my man to be understanding. I want him to be this. I want him to be that. But there's a trade-off for everything that you're saying you want. And when it's time for him to be the opposite of that, you can't expect that.
It's not gonna come through because he hasn't been utilizing it. It ain't been working.
I give you an example. I don't drink. I don't dance. I don't party. I don't do a lot of those things that Pee-wee does. Pee-wee has a bunch of fun.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. I'm envious sometimes to see him having so much fun. Like last night we went out, he was having mad fun, he was sick. I'm like, but for me, where I come from, I have to be the guy that makes sure that this shit don't go left. And if it do, I was about to say something to you, people. I said, yo, shit go left. We going out that door right here. I was gonna say that, but I said, you know what? I don't need to do that. We good. But like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? But that's how I'm thinking. So if you get a guy like me doing what you do and get a couple drinks, then I lose that part.
Yeah, I got
so when
you.
it's time for me to do that,
Yeah.
I can't do it. But I'm gonna let y'all have the fun.
Yeah.
I got this, bro. Yo, you on guard all the time. I'll be on guard tonight. You have fun. You see what I'm saying? So you want that type of thing, but you can't have both. You know what I'm saying? All the
You can't
time.
live at the same.
It can't exist at the same time, and that's the crazy part. So, as far as like possible, because a lot of times people don't know about like divorce and reconciliation. So I'm just gonna expose myself. So she said you went back to your original spouse. I didn't go back to my original spouse. This is my second marriage. Okay, my original spouse, when we broke up, there was no turning back. There was no looking back. I had no interest, right? And maybe he didn't either. I didn't care if he did or not. But the fact of the matter is there has to be some parameters for why reconcile. And then we could look at our relationship, and we've broken up a couple times and reconciled. So what are the parameters? Because a couple of the last of these questions, they kind of seem they kind of seem very similar. They're both, one was talking about one said they're already divorced, but they get along super well. You find yourself having feelings for them again, but now they're in a relationship with someone else. It doesn't seem like they're super in love based on y'all interactions, like flirting, etc. And I don't want to wish ill on their relationship because I want them, the person, to be happy. But what could I be doing to better my chances of getting back? So
continue doing what you're doing.
Just keep working on yourself and doing what you're doing.
Well, one thing, is she in a relationship too?
I don't think so.
Now, as long as
not.
if she's not, why, you know her, Tiff?
No, but based on this,
she was like, nah, she's not.
No,
Who are we talking about, Tiff?
I don't know.
Where do these even come from?
But
they come from the inboxes from the feminine.
But if she's not in a relationship, that's gonna always keep his attention. That's always gonna keep that sexual tension.
Oh yeah, facts.
If she's not in a relationship, if she's not in a relationship, that's gonna always keep sexual tension between the two, and it allows her to be flirtatious without crossing any lines. Because if you got a guy and you're flirting with me, then that's one of the reasons why I left you in the first place. Because you want some BS. You know what I'm saying? Now, it's a catty game when it comes to women, because I say all the time that if a woman wants a man, she can do, like you said, the art of manipulation, persuasion, and seduction. It's a very difficult thing for a guy to turn that down. For some reason, it's just hard for a guy to turn down a woman, especially if he's anywhere attracted to her, as it is for a dog to stop humping. Like it's just like, you just can't. It's like, if a guy's attracted to a woman and she really wants to put that full court press on, it's a very difficult thing for a guy to resist that.
Yeah.
You was gonna say something?
Well, yeah, but go ahead. I'll let you finish.
So with that being said, that if she's in that situation, she has to do a drip campaign, so to speak. Just be available. She got kids, come pick the kids up. Hey, I thought about you. I know you had a long drive back here. Here's some bottle of water. Some just little stuff, the little flirtation.
Come in and eat.
Yeah, something like that. And then all it is, but
and look good all the time.
Yeah, it look good it smell good all the time.
You know what
I'm saying? And make sure that you're available. And I don't mean sexually, but just available.
Yeah.
If that somehow you can translate that how you want. Just be available. Like not he come by you in the corner somewhere doing. No, just be
Nice.
present.
Just
Just be
be
present.
Yeah,
Just
just
be
be
present.
nice, be yourself.
Yeah.
Look good,
And-
smell good, be shiny.
And what's gonna happen is this right here.
Put lotion on.
He's with
Oil.
that oil,
Body butter.
coconut.
Stop.
Hey, no, I tell the secret.
Shea butter.
I'm gonna say something too after that because it depends, right?
Uh-huh.
My first wife, I don't want to be too, but I left her because of who she was,
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
right? I
Yeah.
didn't like who you
Yeah.
are.
Right.
I don't like who you are.
Yep.
I don't like how I am with you.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
like
I
none
don't
of
like
it.
me
Oh,
with
so
you.
if that's not the case.
Yeah,
Right.
but
The
this
second-
right,
you got a
but
chance.
this one right
But
here,
the
they're
second
still
one-
they're still having.
The second one, that wasn't the case. It was certain problems that we had that we couldn't work out.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let's say we were able to work these problems
Mhm.
out,
It'll be a different
there would
story.
be a chance.
Yeah.
Mhm.
With the
Yeah.
first one, there would never be a chance
Yeah.
because I am not a fan of you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's
Period.
just
Yeah,
the bottom
and that's the
line.
thing. So in this situation right here,
It sounds like
If-
they're already divorced, but she
But
said
they-
they
but
get
they
along
best of friends.
so
yeah, they're,
well.
they're getting
Yes.
along.
So they don't really have any
So
issues.
then now, so what this woman should do is going back to the
So-
original question.
Some girls would say, would you try to go after, like, because he's in a relationship, so is that bad on her part?
But she's not trying anything. She's just doing her.
No. Look, so this is what you do.
Okay.
Again,
He's not
There's-
married.
if you
That's what
That's
I
what
was
I
about to say.
Yeah,
Only
so-
wives count.
I was
so this
Only
what-
wives count.
so then take the first question, and the answer to the first question is start showing accountability for what you felt the relationship lacked and what your part in it was. Like, hey, you know, I was thinking.
Yeah, have that conversation.
Have conversations. But this is what I was about to say.
Mm-hmm.
When a man is away from his wife or the woman that first of all, he married you.
Right.
So that's a big
That's
big
a big
step.
thing,
That's a big
yes.
step for a
People
man
don't
to say,
think-
I want to make this woman happy.
Yeah.
I want to give her the glory to stand at that altar and say she got me.
Mm-hmm.
That's big. A bunch of women could have had the opportunity, but it's you. I chose you.
Something about you.
Yes, you. You're the one. So that's a decision that most guys are not going to renege on. They're not going to just go back on because they felt that it was you. And unless there's some mitigating
We don't
circumstances.
place our love
Yes.
willy-nilly.
Yes.
It doesn't just go
I figured it.
everywhere.
Yes.
So,
Mark your ass.
yes.
People
So-
do it.
You did.
No, he did not. He just divorced you, but he came back. We here now. We're okay.
We here.
Yeah.
He's dead now.
We're okay.
Keep stabbing you.
She can stab me all she
We're
wants.
okay.
I got a bulletproof vest on.
It's her therapy.
Guys, we're okay. It's all okay.
I got a stab vest on.
But if damn, what was I saying?
Alright.
The
You
I want
said
to ask a question to y'all.
the
too.
guy
Yeah.
willy
Go
nilly.
ahead.
You
Oh,
said
yeah.
don't. You said I'm putting, but I
If
chose.
a guy
you.
marries you,
You
Yes.
don't just renege.
Oh yeah. So I still don't remember, but I'm acting like I do. Oh yeah. I'll make something up.
it's gonna be good. It's
It's gonna be
gonna
good. Just wait, watch this. I got you. So what it is, when he's with that woman, he's gonna remember all the things that you are because she's not.
Yeah.
That's what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
And I think somebody said that. When you with somebody else, all that other girl is gonna do is show you why you was with the first girl in the first place.
Mhm.
That you just have to be patient to let that happen.
That's
If
what
it
I was
happens,
gonna say.
if it
So
happens.
this is the part for me that I would say with women, and this is the part going back to when we were talking about separating in general. The part that I was gonna say is that's where it can get sticky, and that's where you need a strategy, like a game plan as a woman. You cannot lead with your emotions in that way and in that area, because once it's dissipated, now the door is open, the room is open for him to be in another relationship with somebody else. And now as the woman, you can't go crazy and go sick. You have to allow that relationship time to play itself out, literally and figuratively. You gotta let it play out, and then you gotta let it get played out where he just sick of her.
You see what she did with
I like that.
You see what she
And
did?
then now but that takes time and space and patience. And during that time, you can't be the one that's the nag, the hag, and the drag. You gotta be the relief when he comes to your house to pick up the kids. Hey, I got some water for you. I made some food, you want to play? And then just let him go on about his way. And now he got to go back to the girl that's like, well, where was you at just now? because that's how it works. It's the same cycle with everybody, with every person. It doesn't really change. So that's the part. This is the part where you have to.
Poor guy, he just being
And he just in here.
Poor guy.
I'm telling you, it's a strategy.
It's a strategy.
No, it is a strategy. Listen, y'all know I know, okay? It's a strategy. You just gotta be patient and you gotta chill. And a lot of other women will tell you, oh, girl, that's stupid. Why would you wait on him? He over there going home to that girl every night. Girl, shut up. Because you single too, okay? You don't got nobody either.
And misery
love company. They just love to tell you what they would do if it were them. If it was them, you would be upstairs with your toes to the ceiling. So stop lying, okay? They always lying, knowing that they would not
They
be
can't
doing
hold
that.
out either.
Always talking about
Matter of fact, that same guy
it could be him, right? Lying. That girl stayed
But I
if
want
it
to
was
ask
me.
y'all two something, Tiff and Pee Wee, right? Does that come back up sometimes in arguments and discussions now?
What
The
part?
divorce?
Like the fact that like, well, you left me before.
You left me.
No,
No,
I don't think
you
we ever.
don't talk about that.
I don't think we ever had that.
No, we don't talk about
Yeah,
it.
she doesn't even talk about that with me.
Because one thing I noticed when they were split up was that you can see that they had a genuine friendship outside of marriage. Like
Yes.
they was
I agree.
cool as hell together, like you know.
Yeah, no, we don't talk about it. I would say now, well, we got back together because clearly.
So it didn't
we
cause
left.
like a dent, like a
well,
deep
Well, it's
knife
kind of like,
cut.
I feel like it should be a start
It's
over
just
more. Like
now
that
we
one
gotta really
died.
work. We really have to work. Like that's just
Yeah.
really what it is.
Yeah.
Like-
You know what, too, though? I think for me, though, I don't feel like it was a dent because it wasn't long enough.
8 months.
It wasn't long
It was 8
enough.
months.
Like,
But you saying like
8
you
months
wanted
is
it
a long
longer?
no, what I'm saying is
Yeah,
usually, no, but I'm just saying for me, because it didn't feel, it felt like, I don't know if this even, it didn't feel real.
Yeah, I got you.
Like,
Yeah.
it didn't feel real.
and y'all
So,
still was seeing each other.
yeah, and we
talking
still
to each
talked.
other.
We
Yeah,
still dealt with the kids together. We still, like, we hung out. We did, like, so it didn't
So
feel.
you was just wild.
No, guys.
Yeah, the
we
dent
was not
wasn't.
hanging out with
No,
each
they
other.
Not like that.
Yeah,
Not like
yeah.
that. What I mean
we
is
could
like,
not stand each
but
other.
the dent. I think when you have
That lasts a
when you have space and you don't like each other, then I could say it will put a dent. And when you start having conversations like that,
and
but I
talking to other people, like Nisha said,
It
it makes
sticky.
you realize what you probably did have.
Right.
Which,
Probably did.
not
have
saying
some,
you,
can't
not
say.
saying you
Still can't
have,
say.
not saying you have.
Vulnerability, that's
to.
what
Probably
happens.
what you probably.
But no,
almost
no. Not saying that you have to, but like you said, like you notice it and you're more aware because you don't have the person.
You got base point.
so
you got,
it's like
you got a way
you
to
have
say,
time
okay.
to sit and be like,
And see, but like men and women are different too
You get
in
to
that
see all
way
these lanes
because
out
like you know like
Niggas trash.
men like our member is on the outside, y'all's is on the inside.
Inside,
so
yeah.
so
you
like
can go to yourself.
you know, like you said, if the man is like going around it and he might have a girl or a fling or whatever the case may be, that could be nothing.
Yeah.
It could be absolutely
for most
nothing
guys,
to
it's
him.
absolutely nothing.
But
Right.
for a woman, like once
Yeah.
she starts dealing with
Yeah.
another person,
You're
like
attached.
She's
become-
attached.
Most of the time, it's
some of your heart,
most
some
of
of
the
your
time.
heartstrings attached.
Yeah.
to
Let me
that
put
man.
it this way.
Some of them.
It's
at
a
least.
difference between somebody doing something to somebody and somebody having something done to them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's a big difference.
Yeah, that's
You know what I'm saying?
so
So a guy can do stuff to other women, which
It could mean
women
nothing.
women don't understand that
They
because
don't get
they're on the other side of it, so they can only identify what it feels like to
Even
them.
if you look at
You know what I'm
the
saying?
act of
That's
it,
so true.
if you
I
look
get
at
it.
the act of intercourse in itself, right? You can see like the dominance.
Yes, that's the point. So
You
again,
can see
a guy is
the, like-
dominating a woman is being dominated.
You're right.
There's a mental difference between the end result of that.
Yeah,
I
right.
dominate something,
Right.
I'm charged up. You
Right.
get dominated, you get humbled, you get put in a place.
Right.
You get in
That's
a
why
place
the emotions
submissive.
are so
yes,
attached.
exactly. So it's a whole different act that's being done. So when a woman, like I'm gonna do, it's a different. It's a
good luck.
different. It's a different. And that's why women always say he couldn't handle it when I did it because what you did is let some other man completely dominate you.
Mm-hmm. There's
And-
no room for me no more.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? And then for a guy to dominate something, that's like that's a win. That's a check. It's a chip on his belt or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It could
It don't
mean
mean
nothing.
nothing.
Even
It could mean nothing.
You know, spiritually, it means a lot. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It means a whole hell of a lot. So,
Well, it means a lot in his responsibility, because if a guy does do that, then he should be doing it in a sense that he's going to be responsible for that
Right.
that whole act and what comes from that.
Right.
But guys don't think like that.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
That's the part. Like, people we just be living life so haphazardly.
But we
Like-
got these principles, all of us.
No, but what
We
I'm
know
saying,
them, but we
yeah.
don't apply them. We don't
Yeah.
understand them when it's time to understand them. That's
No,
the
but here's
problem.
the
Some
thing.
people don't
Everybody
have
don't
these
have the
principles.
principles.
This new wave
And,
people.
you know what I mean? People
Oh,
don't
yeah, this
have
millennial,
the
Yeah,
man.
yeah. This,
And you know, and even the highest of principled people will be falling short, but at the same time, it's kind of just like to live haphazardly like that, like guys not realizing that like what they're doing and the responsibility that'll come from that, and women not realizing what the detriment is to having another man when you have another man. Like, they just nowadays, this new wave, this new age has blurred all the lines, and nothing is concrete anymore.
well, more
So-
women are more masculine now.
Yeah,
So
and-
that
Yeah,
masculine
it's
trait
something-
with a lot.
I
They,
see
in some ways,
women-
women think they're dominating guys.
Yeah.
but if
Oh,
men,
they do.
but I would still put the onus on men, because if men weren't so feminine, they wouldn't be able to get
Yeah,
away with it.
I agree. I agree. Well,
we're
you know what?
raised by mothers
but
too.
you know what it is.
Without dads.
You know what it is. I'm
So-
gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you a secret. This is what it is. There's, let's say, 20%. That's a big number of the men out there that can get pretty much what they want.
10.
I said this. I'm just
Being generous.
I'm being generous.
Okay.
I'm being generous. I'm being generous. Let's say there's 20%.
Okay, admin with money. Yeah, that's another cornball for some money. Yeah,
I'm gonna
okay.
say there's
All right,
20% of the men that can pretty much get what they want.
Not a
20.
cornball.
80% of those guys got to figure out how to compete with us.
Mhm.
So what do you think they're gonna do? They're gonna start being bitches. They're gonna start being friends. They're gonna start being, chit chatty box.
I go
And they're gonna
shopping
start,
with you.
Yeah, they're gonna start doing all the things that we're never gonna do, and then
Ever.
they're gonna start saying, "Oh, I like this," because we never get a chance to do this. And then they're gonna be friends, and then they're gonna be this. They're gonna be, "Oh, he's so cool. He understands me." The whole time he going, "Yep, this is my strategy."
Yeah.
Yo, remember the show we watched? And the dude cried in front of all them dudes, and she was. It was the dating show. Remember?
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
the
Yeah,
Kurt
yeah,
Franklin
yeah,
thing.
yeah,
And the
yeah,
dude
yeah.
cried. He was in there kissing the chick that night. The nigga was like, "Oh man." And then at the end, she didn't pick none of them.
Oh,
Yeah, I remember
yeah.
Dad sitting Nisha down,
He always talking about business.
like saying, like, yo, there's 3 type of men out here.
Yes, he did.
What are those 3 types of men?
One is the responsible man, the man that is going to marry you, love you, take care of you, provide and protect for you. The second kind of guy is the guy that's going to take advantage of you. He's going to just want to sleep with you. He only wants you for sex. Then
And you
there's-
know that.
Yes, and you know that, and he's upfront about that. Like, not really upfront, but he is the guy that you know what
He
it is.
running around.
He running around.
And then you got the beta.
No, hold on. Then there's the third guy. He said that will pretend he's your friend. He will act like he's your. He want to hang out
Beta.
with you, go shopping with you. He's gonna
Avocado
watch.
toast.
Bestie.
He's gonna watch movies with you, but at the end, he's still the second
still-
guy.
And he's the worst kind of guy.
That's he's the
'Cause
third
he's sly as
guy.
a fox.
You know why? He's worst kind of guy because he makes it hard for the women and for the guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
So again, a guy that's straight up, you gotta respect that.
Right.
You gotta respect that guy.
He's
With
like,
the
at least
second
gonna
one.
know what
Yeah.
you're dealing with, but the third guy is more cunning of them all because he pretends like he wants something else when he really only
Like they
wants
say, I want my
whatever he
racism
wants.
straight up.
Yeah.
Like, call me a nigga. Don't deny me.
Don't
the job.
microaggression.
Yeah, like don't do that.
Oh my God, are those braids?
No, we can't have voter ID because black people don't have IDs. You know, that's racism right there. 'Cause we
No,
too
they
stupid.
do.
We didn't answer that.
But the last one is kind of the same. And so this is weird. So it says, I've seen that the podcast on divorce, separations, and reconciliations is coming up. I want to post my question, but using this because she posted anonymously so that it will help others too. I'm married but separated. My husband and I still see each other. It seems like he may want to work on things, but we haven't talked officially about it at all. He comes over, sometimes he simply hangs out. We watch movies or eat, but that's it. I'm not sure if he wants to try again or if he just needs a friend, but I'm confused. I don't want to push him away if I ask, so should I just ask or should I sit tight? I just don't want to jump into things. When we were together, we argued a lot about many things, too much to get into. I suggested therapy, he declined, but I'm really not sure what this is now.
Ask.
I would say don't ask.
No.
See what he gotta say.
No, because that's all that's gonna do. It's gonna
You never
disrupt.
want to force a man to define
Yes,
what it is.
yes, it's gonna. Yeah, listen, I
Don't
agree.
have him define it, because now, once he defines it,
Somebody
he's
I
gonna,
can, I can tell you what she's afraid of, though. She's afraid of. She's afraid of the
color.
For no reason.
Listen, once
Yeah.
he defines it, he's only gonna color in the lines he defined.
And then at
Don't
this
make
time,
it something.
he doesn't know what it is.
Right.
So he doesn't know. You're gonna ask him, and now he has to
I'm
put the
afraid.
mental effort on figuring this out, not knowing what you're gonna say, and now his whole feeling and it's like
The vibe
you know what,
is different.
Now I
Now
guarantee
it's
you won't
awkward.
show up.
It was a free flowing
I would
thing
sit tight.
before.
Let it flow.
And it was festering.
And it was
Let
organic.
it fester.
Yes.
It was organic.
Let it organically
Well, I have
fester.
two
Don't say
things.
nothing.
She
That's
probably
my
just need to
opinion.
make adjustments to
I
her
have two.
actions.
Let them
and-
say it, because Sif don't talk.
I don't
So
talk
Sif
much.
talk.
Go ahead.
I'll be talking too much. So
Yeah,
here's the thing. I got two things. One, I probably would I would feel like you're demoting me to a friend, so I wouldn't want to be around. That's another. That could be just personality or what. Or you could go with the flow. Don't ask and just get him to like you again. Like I
I would go with number
Would that
two.
mess with your pride though?
But I was
The
about to
second
say
one?
that. Yeah.
what going with the flow
Yeah.
or
Because you still in
not
limbo.
be
You don't know.
or not be involved.
Like you
period.
said, be likable, right? Basically was your second one, but would your ego take a hit?
No. I
Yes.
don't think so. Oh, you think so?
Yes.
I feel like for number one, the
I
ego
wouldn't
would
wanna
take
be
a hit
friends.
Well, I
already
think-
because I would think that too. So here's the thing.
Well, real quick, I don't think that a guy's ever gonna want to be friends.
That's what I'm saying. I
So
wouldn't
that's
want
not,
it.
that don't even no.
Yeah,
That's not
No,
possible.
that's not in
It's
the cards.
That's not in the car. So what you're
Who
saying is
wanted
not
to be your
even.
friend? Pee Wee, the man who remarried you? Is that what you
No,
want to say?
no guy's gonna be at a girl's house and
Well,
want to be
no,
her friend.
I know people who do
No,
that.
you
And
don't.
they're
Them-
manipulative.
Them the
They're
other guy,
around
but
for
not
a
the guy
certain
that you
reason.
just had
Yeah,
a situation with.
This is a situation.
We talking about
Oh,
the
yeah,
third
this is
guy.
a
The
situation.
third guy is that guy.
I don't care what nigga is in your life.
Mhm.
He don't want to be your friend. He
Yes.
wants the vajiji. Like,
Yes.
that's
Yeah.
it.
Wants the cookies.
Yeah.
He
I
either
don't-
wants it
yeah.
with a commitment or he wants it without a commitment.
And if,
but he
and
wants
if
it.
he's hanging out and he's not pushing the issue for that, he's trying to allow the situation.
To unfold.
Because as soon as he has sex with her, then now you gotta talk about those things.
Yeah, now you do. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Now
So
it's like,
he's playing it smart.
Yeah.
He's outsmarting you, homegirl.
Yeah. I guess you should just.
Yeah, wait it out. Wait it
Wait
out.
Okay, the women are saying sit tight. Another woman said sit tight, no expectations. Somebody said, nah, he's sitting tight.
Yeah,
He's
'cause
sitting tight.
maybe she the problem. Maybe he's waiting for you to do the stuff
Or
that you.
maybe he's looking for some growth. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
Or he's around, like I said.
He's around just to
He's
observe.
giving
He's
you an
observing.
opportunity to
Yeah, are you
see.
talking about yourself again? Because you talking to third
I ain't even
person.
thinking about me.
Ah!
Why you keep trying to will me in?
Hey,
She's trying to will me in.
He got a thing of talking in third person, but he's talking about himself.
No, I
What
was
did you
just
just say?
saying.
What did you just say?
Or maybe I'm looking for.
I
growth.
said maybe.
he's
Maybe he's looking for the growth. He's hanging around.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't
Or,
know.
or maybe he's giving her the opportunity
Yeah.
to show him the growth.
No,
Because that's the thing. What you said before, you got to be around to see that the thing changed.
Yeah,
Like
what
he's
wrong?
putting himself in a
Well, let me-
position
I
to
don't
give her the
understand.
opportunity to show him that it
Let me
changed,
read
or
that.
showing him.
Read Ice's comment, but let me
I disagree because they are still married but living separated. If they were legally separated, then I wouldn't. But your marriage is just on pause, so I ask, given that you're still in a commitment.
Mm-hmm. Dang.
Dang, you done lost.
Big
It's gone.
old finger.
A big old fat. Sorry, Isis.
I get what she's saying though. I didn't even realize that they were still married.
Well, here's what this is what
I
I'm
get
gonna
what she's
say.
saying though.
But I understand.
It should be a
but
conversation
here's
to
the
be
thing.
married.
I'm gonna no, not really, because here's the thing. Married is a paper, right? Being legally married is on paper. It is a systematic way to judge what you have spiritually and emotionally. If what you have spiritually and emotionally supersedes the paper, meaning that spiritually and emotionally y'all are apart.
In the Bible,
Whether you're
sex is marriage, not the
right,
paper.
not the paper. So if you're if you're not cohabitating, you don't live together, you are separated, you guys have made a decision at whether amicably or non-amicably to be apart. That is the decision now. So now,
and there's no sex,
there's no sex,
Yes.
providing that we're just hanging out, right? So for me, you're still legally together. But the thing of it is, and I know a lot of people had asked me this question in one of the last podcasts, and I think that was one of the things that I actually had was we were totally separated, like literally separated, hadn't seen each other in forever. And so when he started coming back around, I felt like that too. I was mad confused. I was be like, so Tim was just by here. I don't really know. I don't understand. But you gotta sit tight because I knew it was something instinctually, intuitively. I knew that if I talked about the relationship, it would make it awkward. It was never awkward when he came by. If he came by and he was coming by, hey, I got food, I got water, I got this. You want to come watch a movie? I'm going to bed. You can leave. Like, I didn't know where he was going. I didn't ask. I didn't necessarily even really care. I was just more glad that we were recommuning to even if it was only to take care of our kid.
Now,
So
I know there's
I would want to at least it be something. If we're married, I think it's different. If we're separated,
should be asking. What are we doing?
Because what are we working? Like, what are you working on yourself? Am I working on myself?
Who cares?
Like,
I'm already working on myself.
I wouldn't.
But the thing is this though, if you're in that situation,
you
where he's around, where do you start? There has to be a starting point.
I just feel like
she wanted to be like in limbo,
you should
like not knowing.
No. If you're married, was separated, now you're just gradually. I don't like when people if we got something going on in an argument and you just try to come and talk. I don't like it. It could be my anxiety. Yeah. But if we married, we got separated. Yeah. Now you just trying to hang out with me. Like what? No.
What are we doing?
I need to know.
So let me.
But like I said, I don't know if that's my anxiety or what. But
I think that sounds a little more like ego.
Yeah. Well, let me say this right here.
No, it's not my ego.
Let me try to go into the mindset of the guy that's actually coming around, because I was that guy. Mm-hmm. So let's go there. Mm-hmm. So in my situation, when I would come back around, it was always good to have that familiar, that comfortable, that just knowing that at the end of the day, there's somebody who really, really still cares about me. Mm-hmm. Like, a new relationship, you still don't know. You just don't know. You don't know what's that gonna be. You know what I'm saying? And I'm trying to find a specific thought process or a specific feeling at the time. But I just remember there was never a time that I ever wanted you to be completely gone out of my life. And sometimes it requires to just be around. Never a time. Never a time I'm like, yo, nah. I'm good. I remember being with a girl and she put divorce papers on my dresser. And them things sat there. They just sat there until she got mad and moved them. You know what I'm saying? Because this right here, we don't know what's going to happen with this. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, I know the type of person she is, and I know that she's doing her work. She's always doing her work. So one of the things that we discussed before at some point when we separated the last time, is that how do you know unless you're around the person? How do you know unless you have access to the person? Mm-hmm. You don't know. Mm-hmm. Like, I remember her rejecting me, and I'm saying the whole time, everything, and I said this confidently. I said, everything that you mad about, I can deal with that because I'm not even that guy no more. Mm-hmm. Now, if I was that guy that you're accusing of all these things and saying, I'll be mad, I'll be trying to defend myself, but I can't say nothing because I don't even know who that guy is. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes it just requires that time to just be in that situation because you don't want to just start, well, this is what we're going to do.
And somebody did ask, they said, so what did y'all do? Did you sit tight or talk about it? We didn't talk about it for a very long time.
I think talking about the problem makes it worse.
Yeah. We didn't talk about the problem, or we didn't actually talk about, okay, you're back around and we're working on getting back together. Like,
what he just described was, okay,
So how
There's
long
a
would
person.
you do that for?
There,
though?
there's
The woman has to have in her. That's not up to. So the guy, you still don't
'Cause
talk to
somebody
the
may
guy
ask,
about it, right?
How long would you be willing to just
Right.
go willy?
Somebody did ask me that, and I did say,
I want to let's say this real quick before you say that. Like, for a guy, if a woman's energy just by her being her, like builds you up and rejuvenates your spirit, and it's peaceful enough for you to
decompress
and just be yourself. There's no fighting against that.
Yeah.
That is what it
And
is.
she's healing him and she don't even know it.
Exactly.
She's healing
God
him.
is doing that.
Yes.
That's God.
That's something that a woman see the woman wants to be in control. She's trying to find a way to be in control of something.
That's why I said it was ego.
I get it now.
No, I
Because
just
The
feel like
question is,
if
you
when
wanna,
he's
you wanna,
around
you
you-
want to dictate what's about to happen.
Yeah.
Or you could be-
I get it.
you
but
could
But
possibly
for
be in a whole
safety,
nother
for
relationship.
safety.
But
no, he was
but
in a
even
whole
so-
nother
That's how I like.
No.
Okay,
like,
but let's
either
say
you
that
know,
situation,
to me,
even
guys, I
so.
think guys know.
That's even big ups for you because
Yes.
if he has a girlfriend, right,
And I'm still
and
here.
he sees her a couple times a week, but something is drawing him to you every day, every night, all the time.
That's it right
Yeah.
there. Think about what he's
He's
saying.
not even controlling that.
Think
That's
about what he's saying. It's a spiritual. I don't want to get.
It's
It's a
spiritual.
spiritual drawing. That's something saying. Like I said, there was never a
if
time.
her spirit
Never a
is the
time
one
that I'm saying, nah, never. I rejected. Never. Maybe I don't see you, but it was always something that just was like, I got to go back over here. And maybe he don't understand it. And when you try to make him understand it prematurely, he's gonna have to come up with something.
yeah.
He got to come up with
He's gonna
something.
have to say something he might not even know.
Yeah, he's like, oh no, you know what? Never mind. I just was like, you know, I was just trying. Yeah. And then,
Or you might embarrass him and be like,
yeah. Well, why
Why
you
you
over
keep
here with a
coming
girl
over
and
here?
you got a
You
girl
got-
up? You know what? You're right.
I should be over
I
there.
should be over there. Yeah. But like you said, it's a big
See,
plus.
I don't know. I get what y'all saying, but for me, if you got a girl,
I think
I don't
it's
know.
different.
I know for me, let me just say, because it was.
why are you gonna do that?
No.
to me? Like,
Here's
No.
no. Here's the thing. This is I'm gonna tell you my real what because it was me for real.
I'm not gonna do that to you. I left you to
Right.
do that.
Right.
Yeah.
So now I wouldn't do that again. But no, this is the part. This is the part for me, and this was my thought process. This helped me through my process, right? So one, I knew not to ask the questions because I knew it would make it awkward. I didn't understand why it would make it awkward, but I knew it would make it awkward. And probably with the thing you just said, like, oh, I should be over there. I should be over there. I never did that, but as you asked the question before, well, how long do you do that? So the woman has to have in her mind a timeline. And that timeline can't be, oh, well, if he don't tell me in 90 days. And the timeline has to be a realistic timeline. And you never have to mention the timeline to him. You just make yourself less and less accessible
There you go.
during that time.
Yes.
You don't have
And
to.
that would
that
jog
would
him
draw
to make him
him,
say, you know what, I gotta make a decision.
She's pulling
yeah.
away, or she's veering off. Like a lot of women don't understand. You shutting the hell up
Yeah.
works your situation faster than you running your goddamn mouth. We want to talk so much to maneuver things. No, this piece gotta go here. This piece, no, because it don't look good here. It gotta go here. No, it don't gotta. We want to control things so much, and we use our mouth so much. When in reality, we're supposed to be using our prayer and our spirit to move things around us. And that usually happens by shutting up and going to God or going within to figure it out. That's why you got to give yourself a timeline. Go within and say, okay, in about 8 months, if this has not, he doesn't even know this, but I gave him 9 months. And I said this is what I said to myself. If I could build a whole person in 9 months and birth a person, then I can fix this. And that's how I gave myself. I gave it 9 months. Like if I could make a whole being that can live, walk, and breathe, there's no reason why spiritually in 9 months I can't resurrect a relationship. And I wasn't actually trying to resurrect it, but I gave it 9 months to come to full growth and full cultivation. So that was the timeline I gave myself, and it actually was like about 8 something, right? But the last part for your thing was like, if he's coming, then why would you, what if he has that, the other girl? Here's the thing, if you're married and separated, the precedence goes to the wife, not to the girlfriend. So I could care less about her. It wasn't my job to think about her. It was her job to think about me. So
Yeah,
now,
they married.
once I'm back in the building, I could care less about what you feel. I could care less that he's over here. This is where he's supposed to be.
Mhm.
So now, sorry, Charlie, you should have thought about it. You should have waited until we were all the way done, and you didn't.
And
Joke's on
honestly,
you.
you should really be proud that you have a man that other women want. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, not
Well,
saying.
no woman wants the man in no way. Remember that meme that says you go to your guy's phone and it's nothing but girls rejected?
Yeah. You go to your guy's phone and they're like, no thank you. You nice, but.
It's like you showed a girl crying like she go through a guy's phone. It's nothing but other women.
Yo, listen, imagine her going to him
Yo.
like, babe, I went through your phone. He's like, oh, shoot. You're like, this is so sad. Like, oh.
I love you.
Yo, and imagine he got to go to his boys and be like, yo, my wife went through my phone. What happened?
Well, she fine, yo. Making pictures.
She's so
Nah,
sad.
I'm sorry for me.
I don't get no bitches.
Yo, how do they get so far? Like,
Man, now she starts second guessing, like, well, damn, they don't want him. Why do I want him?
People want real answers. No, we gave them a
These are real answers.
But my answer is don't say nothing. Really.
We want real answers.
I know they do. No, they really do want real
They're
answers.
in the
I think
situation.
we gave him
No,
real
y'all
answers.
didn't give them real information.
So you told this girl to go with the flow.
Yeah, we told this girl to go with the flow. We told the other girl that's married and separated to sit tight and not have the conversation, to let it unfold the way it is and put the timeline in her mind as to when she wants to pull away from the situation where she can't emotionally take it anymore. And you know that for yourself as a woman. You know when you can't. It's just like, I can't do this anymore. I love him. I just want him for. I
And-
want us.
and I think-
We can't say it time.
I think the
Right.
key. I think the key to that is not to just pull away, but it's to
Right,
make
right.
yourself less available.
Yeah, you
Like
gotta
you
gradually
said.
do
Yeah,
that.
you gotta
Make
gradually
yourself
do it
less
because
accessible.
what's that gonna do is because he put it this way.
Men ain't
He
dumb.
knows what he's doing. He knows that I'm gonna eventually have to have this conversation.
Yes.
He knows that. Now, of course, like anything else, you're gonna try to go as long as you can
without
before,
it, though.
or you're gonna go until you get the epiphany and go, I get it. I know what I'm doing now. But then there's also the situation where he has a responsibility on the other side. He don't want to see that other girl hurt, so now he has to figure out
gotta
a way
mitigate
to
all
manage
of
that,
it.
to
He has
mitigate
to
the
maneuver
whole
things.
thing. Yeah.
So should she just not be, I'm not trying to use the word entertaining, but not be trying to see what could work for her, because
No.
Nothing ain't worked
No.
for her anyway. Well,
So
I know
she
for
should
me, the weird part about it is no guys is really checking for me. And here's the thing, you gotta, as a woman, when you're separated. So for me, I had a baby, right? So as a woman, when you're separated, you gotta understand when you have a baby, that child is your first priority, not a relationship. That turns you doofy. If you worried about a relationship and you got a little child, your little child, and you taking care of that child and mitigating that child takes precedence over you trying to find another man to add into that house. Not to mention, it doesn't make sense to bring a strange man into the house with your small child. Like, it just, because at first it was like, oh, well, look, if you got a little girl, be safer. But now it's guys. So you can't really base it on whether you have a boy child or a girl child. It's pedophiles, it's crazy people out here. You just can't.
I do respect my first wife for doing that, like sort of raising the kids before she, you know, got
decided
into a serious.
Yeah. So for her to be actually thinking,
but do we know she has small kids?
Right.
no,
We just
no,
in
most
general.
women got kids.
But they might not be small.
But we just
Well, okay, so even if they're
Even
not
if they're not
small,
small,
if
they're
it's
11.
worse,
Let's
if
say
they're
they're
11
11
or
and
12, they got activities, you got a daughter, you can't bring a man around your 12-year-old daughter, that's crazy. So, because this is what women don't understand. This is unpopular opinion, but what a lot of women don't understand, I'll get a little bit scientific here, is that when a man has a daughter, right, the way that God designs you, your pheromones are not attractive to your father. So as you grow up, that little girl is going to become a young woman, and she's going to emit pheromones that say, come get me. Those pheromones are not attractive to her biological dad. ever, unless he's a psychopath or sadistic, and that's a whole nother situation. But if he's a normal guy, he's not attracted to that. That's why you could walk around, dad, with your sports bra on and your booty shorts, and he never looked. It was just like, ugh. Like, they're just,
Might even tell you to put something
he's
on.
like, no, you can't wear that outside. Like, and go put some clothes on, guys. They're not with that. But when you have a 11-year-old in a house with another man that's not her biological dad, her pheromones still emit, and it's still instinctual whether they want it to be or not. So
And
not saying he's gonna act on it, but
and then the
it's
girl
still
is gonna have a crush on him too.
like a low,
On low key.
because he's a guy and he emits pheromones. That's not her biological father's. So that's why it's just imperative as women to be thinkers and not just dumb. Like, oh, I'm gonna just get me a guy and I got me a daughter and he can come over because he gotta take care of me and my daughter.
And these days, you gotta watch for your boys.
That's what I was
These
just saying.
niggas like
Even,
booty holes.
that's what I was saying. Even
These
with
niggas like they
boys.
rubber band stretched. Like,
Ew, yo, you nasty. But that's why I said that it's not the same. It's different.
it's a
Even
different
when you
day
have
today,
boys.
man.
So your priority should be your children, and if you don't have children, so I get what you're saying, if you don't have children, then your work should be on healing you to enter into any new relationship, whether it's with him or a new
But what
guy.
if she's already?
And if you feeling some type of way about not
I'm
knowing, then
just asking, like, what if she's
Yes.
at that point? She's worked on herself. What is she? I'm giving two different scenarios. Like,
Yeah,
she's
so
still got kids,
and
I-
she's
I'm
working
tired
on
of listening to
herself,
what you said.
and she still should just be
So-
waiting on this.
No,
other
I'm not
guy.
saying
Or just
no.
move on yourself.
Okay,
Pull the
how
trigger.
about this? How about
I'm
this?
not
How about
saying-
this?
That's what I'm saying. But
No,
you
no,
should say,
no.
because y'all saying to wait.
No, but
there's
listen.
different
No,
scenarios.
because in the scenario, she seems to enjoy his company too.
Yeah.
That's why we're saying this.
So
Like,
okay.
if she
and
was
had
done,
another, if
let
she
her
had-
be done.
If she
Oh,
had
yeah,
another
yeah, yeah,
situation,
yeah.
he wouldn't be around in the first place.
Yeah, facts.
Right,
facts.
because
Like,
Yeah.
he's not gonna come
Yeah.
around a woman who's giving him the Heisman vibe. Like,
Listen.
nah, stay away
Yeah,
from
she's
this.
alone.
If
so-
And if
she
she
would have
has
had
a man that she likes, a woman, once you have a guy you like, your energy toward the other guy changes.
stands on
and
Period.
he's not gonna be having fun there. He's gonna be on some.
So he'll just be going
Yeah,
away.
exactly.
yeah.
So I see what you're saying. You don't want to be the woman that's just waiting around to see what this guy gonna
Yeah,
do.
'cause-
But if nobody's
I know
checking
that.
for you and he's the only one there, because if
Right.
somebody else is
That's
checking
She
what
for
might
you,
be a woman that everybody
Oh,
checking
no.
for. And she might be a woman that everybody checking for.
Oh, it done?
Yeah,
tip's
I-
still on.
Tip's still on
Oh.
now.
So that's why I asked.
But we
she
done
might be-
anyway.
Yeah.
But not done, but
Yeah.
that was the last question. So I think that ultimately though, like as far as like, divorces and separations and reconciliations, it's all about like healing and growth as far as
And forgiveness.
and forgiveness. Even if you're divorced, separated, and you want to move forward with somebody else, you still have to
You
do
still
the
gotta
work.
forgive.
You
And
still
you still
gotta
gotta
grow,
forgive
and you
too.
still
Yeah.
gotta forgive. There was no way that I could leave in and have those feelings. Like I remember everybody would always feel so sad when I would say what the story was that happened with me and Aunt, and I'd be like, I should have called him Bob, Dad. I changed the names for the innocent. Never mind, it's too late.
He probably up here watching it.
Oh, stop. You so aggy. But when people were like,
Surprise.
when people were asking, they would always feel so sad. They were like, oh my God, like, how did that happen? And it was like, but I'm literally healed from that. Like, I have forgiven. I don't have ill feelings. It's almost like it never even happened. But could you imagine if I was harboring all that hurt and unforgiveness, and I meet a new guy, and then he do one wrong thing, I'm like, because what you not about to do is do me like my other husband did, and I go into it with that. Oh my God,
I just
it's
got
like a
finished
trash
telling one
bag.
woman, right? But like, I haven't heard. Why haven't I heard from you in a couple of days? I said that's not a question that I answer. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that's
Ooh,
A.
crazy.
And B, like, do you think talking like that makes me want to talk to you?
Oh my God.
Do you
Yeah,
think?
absolutely.
Do you think saying
Maybe she
that
just
makes
wants
me
to-
want to
Maybe
speak
she
to
should
you?
have asked what
No, she
happened.
should have said,
Like-
I missed you,
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
haven't spoken to you in a couple of days. Is everything okay? Or
And
And
Yeah,
that's
so
what I'm
maybe that's
saying.
something
Women
she
say the
has to
wrong
work
shit
on.
to get what they want.
But maybe
Like,
that's something she just has to work on.
Because I know that.
So
that
maybe
happened.
you like you write me like that is not gonna make me
Right.
like
Yeah, the art
I'm
of
not
seduction.
saying all that.
She doesn't have the art
right
of
because you don't
seduction.
got a connection.
How about I ain't
Trying
gonna
to
reply?
fix it. Like,
I'm
Right.
not saying all that. But,
Right.
like, I think sometimes what women want and how they behave was counterproductive.
Yeah, I've seen a lot.
Running north and south at the same time.
I've seen a lot of stories.
Me
where,
too.
Just women who feel obligated when they don't even have that position to feel obligated. Like they just feel like
They're like entitled.
yeah,
Like,
that's the
why have
that's
I
the
heard from you
word,
in a couple days?
entitled.
That's because you ain't my
So,
girlfriend. You ain't my
right,
wife.
right,
I don't got
entitled.
kids by you. I don't gotta call you if I don't want to.
Yeah.
Well,
Make me want to call you.
That's the thing. A woman is automatically gonna assume a guy is entertaining another woman.
That's it.
That's automatic.
So that's why the question
Yeah.
comes accusatory.
That's
like
they,
that.
like there's no way that he could just be in his basement playing video games.
There's no way I picked up an extra shift.
Yeah, there's
Or
no
my
way
boss, or
he
my
could
boss
have
said I
spent
can't use the phone.
6.5 hours cleaning his car. There's no way. Like, you know what I'm saying? There's no way he did that. You know?
That is
Like he
funny.
just like see guys, that's the difference between guys and girls. See, girls need companionship. Guys can be by themselves and be
Facts.
fine. You see what I'm saying? Y'all don't understand that. So if we're not around, we have to be with somebody.
Like I'm not a sex crazed, thirsty cornball. Like you know
No,
what I'm saying?
I gotta be a
no.
cornball.
Right.
Because people who are
Yeah.
sex crazed,
Yeah.
like that's corny now.
And that's another thing I was gonna say too.
That's super corny.
You've got the woman has to look at what type of guy he is.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're looking at this guy, and if he is the guy that you chose to marry, then you know enough about him to be able to judge the situation. Now, if he's a guy that is manipulative, is going like his intentions. Like if he's at the house, you got to know that he has good intentions. You got to know, like, why wouldn't you just let him be there, unless you thought he had bad intentions? Why wouldn't you let the time just happen, unless you thought he was up to something that wasn't going to benefit you?
Yeah.
That depends on the guy you
person.
chose.
Yeah. It does.
Right, because if you chose an ancient nigga, and then he keep popping up, then
Yeah.
He
you
coming
don't
over in
know-
his robe and flip flops.
Yeah,
And
you
then
don't know
the
what he
fact
is.
the fact that he's not having sex with her tells the story.
Mm-hmm.
If he was having sex with her, then you could be a little like, yeah, well,
He
I
only
don't
want
know
this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I'm not even having sex with you. I'm trying to do something.
Yeah.
I'm trying to experiment with something.
Oh,
I'm trying to. Yeah.
We're going down one by
Yeah,
one.
one by one.
What was that? The Titanic.
Both got mad holes in it.
Like he's trying to figure something out.
Yeah.
He's trying to figure out how to make this thing work.
Yes.
Like he's still, and the fact that he's smart enough not to make it sexual, because as soon as he makes it sexual, you deserve an answer to that question.
Yeah. Or you're gonna think you do.
Well, I think that I would think that
Yeah,
you
you
would
should.
have to sooner than later.
Yeah, but
Sooner than
now
later.
I want to know what.
Because now I already know her emotions and everything, so I'm gonna have to explain this. I'm gonna have to give her my intention. I'm gonna have to say, hey, listen, baby girl, things are not really working out. But then you
So
can't
she
even really
can
say
make her
stuff like that.
decision.
You
Now,
can't
now,
say.
now, what if they did have sex and he says to her, well, listen, you know, there is this other woman I'm having sex with, but it's not as serious as me and you. You know what I'm saying?
I think he could be a little more craftful in what he's saying, how he said it. Because I don't think that he has to say he's having sex
Yeah, I don't
with her.
think he
I think there's another woman.
I think there's another woman might be
It's
okay.
understood. It's
He
understood.
probably would say that.
No, but
there's
I-
no room for you to even assume. You know what I'm doing. If you still choose to be with me,
Yeah.
that's on you.
Yeah,
Right.
but when you say again,
No, but honestly, like I'm saying, like there is this other woman, but like I'm totally into you though.
yeah,
Yeah.
so it's just a way that you. I think there's a better way to say it.
You can
You
make
can
it.
bump
Yeah, like, listen, I'm
Like-
smashing.
like-
Hey, listen,
like-
I know we just had sex, but I'm having sex with
No,
this other
no,
girl
what I-
too.
Oh my
no,
God.
what I
So,
mean
but
is
I just
this.
want you to, because in her mind, she's gonna go, hell no.
She only heard the other girl.
Yeah, she only heard the other girl.
That's not particularly true. But what I'm saying is this, right? If they two people separate,
Yeah.
they haven't had sex.
Right.
8 months later, he has a friend,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
right? But every time he comes by, you giving him good energy. He's giving you good energy. It seems like y'all want to sort of reconvene this thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think that honesty, she deserves to know just as well. You know?
Yeah, I'm not
That's a
saying
good
she.
point.
I'm not. No, I agree everything you're saying. I'm not
Present
saying that
it
she
better.
doesn't, but just present it better.
Because-
Just-
because-
the thing is,
Corners
you
a little bit,
you
though.
don't want to trigger something in her head for her to reject it before she even takes the time to
So
analyze
how
what
would
you're
you
saying.
say I'm seeing someone else?
well, no, yeah, I would just say
Yeah,
I'm seeing
yeah.
somebody else. I'm like, yo, listen, 9 times out of 10, you know that already.
Yeah,
You done
yeah,
checked the Facebook. You done looked at the Instagram. Your girls done followed. You know, so y'all done did that already.
Come on.
Y'all did that already. Y'all
Yeah,
know.
they done
y'all
followed
got,
for you.
you done did all that. So you know I'm messing with somebody. Don't try to act like you don't. So when I say it, I'm just acknowledging
Yeah.
it.
But I'm saying it in a way where like I'm gonna end that situation.
Oh,
Yeah. So I would say it like this.
that's
I would say it like this.
Oh, that's so nice.
I would say it like this. First of all, if what I do in relationships is I lay a foundation of who I am, and who I am is gonna do certain things with you and anybody else. So if I'm that type of guy with you, I'm gonna be that type of guy with somebody else. So the same way I won't just leave you high and dry, I'm not gonna do that to somebody else.
Right.
I set that precedence early in a relationship, so you'll know how I'll handle the situation moving forward and with anybody else. So at the end of the day, if I'm saying, hey, listen, you obviously you may or may not know that I got this situation over here via Facebook, but anyway, that's not the point. You know what I'm saying? But you know, at the same time, I'm still drawn to you. The last few weeks we've been spending together, it's been amazing. I know there's a lot that we need to work on, and I really want to see where this can go. But at the same time, I'm still in a situation that I have to manage until we know what we're gonna do. I would say something like that. You know what I'm saying? I gotta manage the situation because I can't just let it go because then
You
that
said
means
it in the, you said it in the TW way.
Yeah.
It's a different way.
And I would just say it
y'all
in
both
the,
saying
in
the same
the, in the
thing,
Yodi
different
way.
ways.
Like there's some,
Yeah.
you know,
The
there's some
TW
Yahama
versus
way.
the Yodi way.
I'm smashing this other chick, but I want to smash you too. So,
But there are some guys who won't
that
be
bad.
able to just
That's what it sound like.
There are some guys who won't be able to just cut
I'm
somebody
gonna be
off.
That's what it's gonna sound like to her though.
Yeah, it might.
You see what I'm
it
saying?
might, It might.
I just want to be
As
honest.
soon as you say you're having sex with another girl, everything
It
you
doesn't.
say after that.
Honestly, y'all are
done.
picking at straws.
But-
Seeing somebody
It's the
having
same.
sex with somebody,
It's the
I'm
same.
still triggered.
It's
We
the same
know,
thing.
we know what you mean.
We know what you mean.
But no, here's the thing. You already know you already know I'm in a relationship with somebody, so I don't have to say that I'm fucking her. That's OD. You already know that.
You have
That's
to
OD.
say it, but the girls might gonna know that.
Exactly, and I'll let that happen, but it ain't gonna be on me though.
No. Either what we're trying to say is that bottom line, when we get, bottom line, carry the two, add this. Bottom line is you're still in another relationship, and we know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Whether you say it up front, whether you file the edges and go covert about it. We're still the feeling is going to be the same either way.
But I think you find like from I don't know
But the
the
fact
more
that I'm
blunt
trying,
and truthful you are, sometimes has the reverse reaction. Like you think it might trigger them, when in fact it might make her respect you a little more. You know what I mean? For some people, just depending on who you with and who you
Depending
are.
on who you with, who
Yeah,
you
who
are,
you're talking
and,
to,
and who you're talking to,
Or you
personality.
just leave the other girl in the closet.
I'm about to say there's some guys who will just cut people off and be like, I didn't pick up you anyway. But, you know.
Have a good night.
Oh, it's still on.
to all Tiffany's friends and family.
Tiffany.
Yeah, a little laptop cut off.
Oh, my laptop is over.
Oh man.
And the funny thing is I charged it
Why your
all day.
laptop wasn't charged?
It was charging all day long. That's the crazy part.
Mine's is still lit.
Oh, wow. So I should start using my phone then.